Well, speaking of donating, the Clippers need to figure out, do they want to keep or donate, if you will, some of their players? Rob, they went down 4-1 to the Clippers. Can't blame them. Ty Lue, of course, it sounded like an excuse, but it really was an explanation that they were without their two best players.
It's not an excuse, right? I'm with you. That's an explanation.
Against Phoenix. Like he said, if you take Anthony Davis and LeBron away from the Lakers, Durant and Booker away from the Suns, who wins like that? So, Rob, the question now for the Clippers is, where do they go from here? I'm going to tell you this, Rob, and this isn't any major revelation. I'd be shocked if you disagree with me. The championship window that opened when Kawhi Leonard went there with Paul George is closed. It's over. That's not happening because I think, Rob, when Kawhi Leonard comes back, whenever that is, because he's got the meniscus tear, he might be at this point, Rob, a bench player. Not because he's not good enough, but you've tried everything. Do you next try bringing him off the bench for 26 minutes a night and see if he can stay healthy as a sixth man? I don't know, but I do feel like, Rob, I am confident their championship window's closed. They blew it. Now, they only had one shot, and it was in the bubble. They blew it. That was the only postseason, Rob, they've really been healthy.
Right.
And
they were up 3-1 to Denver, and they lost.
3-1 Denver. I'm sorry. That was it. That was your one chance, and they haven't been healthy since. And, Rob, Kawhi, unfortunately, it's the same knee.
How long is Kawhi going to be out?
ACL. I'm not sure. Rob G, let us know if you know. I know he's seeking rehab. The reports were that he's seeking rehab.
Rather than surgery?
Well, I don't know if he's ruled out surgery, but the reports right now are that he's looking for rehab options. But, Rob, you say it all the time. It's not like even Joel Embiid, who was unhealthy early in his career, but was still young, Rob. I mean, Kawhi is about, 31, 32.
Right.
And it's the same knee he had the tear on. It's unfortunate. He's an all-time great. I don't know where you want to rank him. That's another conversation for another day. But he's just damaged goods. So do you disagree with me that their window is closed for championships?
You know what? If he's coming, I don't know, Chris. You would assume there's no way he's going to be back in enough time to really make something happen with the Clippers and just their luck and what's happened. Why would we believe that in a year or whatever? I don't know how long this injury is going to hurt him.
He'll be 32 in June.
Okay. What's that?
He'll be 32 in June.
Yeah. To think that all of a sudden after another surgery and more time off that it's going to be fixed this time and he'll have a smooth sailing. Hard to believe that. So those are the reasons why it's hard to embrace the idea that they could win. But when I think about the West, I mean, as you said this past year, you didn't think it was that dominant, and Kevin Durant's getting older, LeBron is older. Like you start to look at some of these other teams. Is Memphis really there, Chris, yet? What about Denver? We have to wait and see. There's a lot of question marks in the West.
There's no juggernaut there.
Right, and even the Warriors at another year, who knows what happens with Draymond? Who knows what happens going forward? Maybe Klay's not happy because he's not going to get cashed out, and all this other stuff. So it's not like you said, a juggernaut that, oh, no, they got no shot at looking at it. But it's hard for me to even consider anything Clippers because of what's happened and just the bad luck. That's a franchise that did everything right. They hired the right coach. They were able to get they were able to, Chris, put together
everybody
a roster.
Would take Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Right. I mean, that when they were able to pull off the trade to get Paul George and get Kawhi Leonard, Chris, who had an easy street package to go to the Lakers. Yep. He's from suburban L.A. He could have played with the Lakers. He could have won with Anthony. They had room for Kawhi, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. That's what they had available.
Yep.
and he turned that down. That was on his plate because he wanted to do it differently and not
was on his
go.
plate. Yep.
Yeah, not go, Chris, the easy route or whatever. I would have mad respect that he turned down what was a piece of cake. And they probably, Chris, they might have won 3 championships with those 3 if guys stayed healthy.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying if guys stayed healthy, right?
No, they certainly had the ability. There's no doubt. But, Rob, so here's my question. It sounds like I want to ask you, where do the Clippers go from here?
Home dinner, maybe a show.
Kawhi and Paul George both have $45 million left on their deal next year, fully guaranteed. Then they have a player option for $49 million. They have the same contract. They're eligible for extensions right now, Rob, this offseason, but I would not extend them. I know they're going into the new arena in Inglewood, just minutes from where I used to stay when I was out there in L.A. But, Rob, I would not extend them. I would talk to people around the league about trading them. Now, I don't think you'll get any takers. I think, Rob, a championship contender that's right there would love to have a Kawhi Leonard, but they probably would be looking at him as a guy that would come off the bench and give us 24, 25 minutes a night and be great and win it that way. But even for that, Rob, I don't think they're going to pay him $45 million for that.
No, I just
you're right.
I
don't think you'll be able to trade either of them, and so I think you run it back. And I don't think you'll win a championship, but you'll be a good team, you'll be relevant. But I just don't see how you can. I just think you run it back. I think
you have to run it back because you talked about the opening of the new arena and all that other stuff, Chris. You're not going to gut the team or be like,
right, not for that.
You just can't do it. You just can't do it. And if you're the owner and your front office people, you're disappointed. Like, what did we do wrong to the basketball gods that this just keeps happening to us? And it's not just we get the Kawhi stuff, but then the Paul George.
Right. Like, he hasn't been healthy either for the most part.
That's the other one, Chris. Okay, yep. Kawhi, we knew we got it, but he had a bad wing when we got him. You know what I mean? Or we knew it. We rolled the dice. We already knew what was happening, but then Paul George was a young guy too, and he can't stay healthy. It's just.
And Rob, they had a shot, which is more than you can say for Brooklyn. These are very similar situations. Kawhi largely dictated. Now, he was recruited by the Clippers, of course, whereas Durant was just called him up and said, look, Kawhi or Kyrie and I are coming to Brooklyn. But Kawhi had a lot to do with it. He dictated terms, right? Go get Paul George, and I'll come to you. And neither one worked out, Rob. This worked out more than Brooklyn. As bad as Clippers fans feel, and as unsatisfying as this feels, it did go better than it went in Brooklyn, Rob. You got to admit that. They got to a conference finals.
I was going to say the first time in their team's history, even though it was without Kawhi, they did get to the conference finals. They did.
Yep. And they, like I said, it was really only 1 year where they had a real shot, right? That was in the bubble. But at least they had that shot. Brooklyn never gave itself a shot. And look, I mean,
because the series they lost to Milwaukee, Kyrie got hurt in Game 3. And
then
James Harden got
hurt, came
in
back,
the first minute of Game 1.
Those three were terrific together, and they never had a full off season, or I should say postseason, where their 3 stars, Harden, Kyrie, and Durant, even gave themselves a chance to win. And so the Clippers, would you agree with me that of the two disappointing super teams, I think the Clippers, I mean, it doesn't feel good because they don't get a championship or even a finals appearance, but I think they got more out of it than the Brooklyn did, at least.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And even though
the
Kevin Durant stepped on the line, Chris, and that would have been a game winner, and Milwaukee probably would have never won a champion. I mean, there's so much going on, but they didn't get there.